Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. How are you doing this evening? How are your days going, your Mondays? What is up? I'm going to kind of chat for a little bit before we get really into anything because I think that we are going to have a second because the YouTube seems to want to play ads for me today. So I hope everybody is doing good, having a nice day back to work. If you're back to work today, I know some people had days off for the holidays or whatever, just depending on where you work and all of those things. I went back to work today, and I'm not gonna lie, the energy is a little low today. It was kind of a Monday. It was a Monday of Mondays, and yeah, so we're probably just gonna be kind to ourselves tonight. I'm gonna try to stay low key, but yeah, it's been a bit of a day. So, what am I up to? I am currently reading Labyrinth's Heart. I'm betting reading this with Anne, so I see in the who I see in the comments. I haven't started our pages today, so I need to get a move on for this. But I was kind of chilling after work, and I didn't quite have the brain space right away to jump into this. So I'm feeling up to it now. I think what I'm going to plan to do is read this and do a little Switch gaming. I might pick up some other kind of crafty thing, but it's kind of my plan at this point, just to kind of take it easy tonight and let myself rest a little bit. So that's what I'm up to. Let's see who is here and hanging out. We have a Glenda. Hello, Glenda. I'm reading The Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster by Sean Robinson. Both slash and essays written by trans and gender nonconforming writers of color by Deanne Michelle Norris. Very nice, very nice. It sounds very nice. So is it small essays? Like, is it all a compilation? That sounds like a nice little read. Glad to hear you're doing well. Hello, Lucina. I was off work today because I'm still sick. Oh no. And it was lucky because it was raining all day. Oh no. It rained a lot here yesterday. We definitely had a rainy like Easter lunch with my family, so it was definitely one of those times where I was like, we are indoors and thank goodness we all fit in this one space because it is quite gross outside. Having said that, I've been reading nonstop for 4 days and I have no idea what I'm in the mood for. Oh no. Well, if we can help you with that, let us know. Are you looking to change genres? Like, have you been reading all the same thing? Are you looking to kind of figure out what's next? Let us know. Let us know. I'd love to know. Hello, Anne. How are you? Yeah, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I hope you're feeling a little better since you're um here and you were able to rest. But hello to Neil. How are you? Lots of hellos. I had Friday and Monday off, but it hasn't really been restful. Back to work tomorrow and hope people weren't up to things while I took a day off. I feel this. I took Friday off and I did not have off today. Um, and I had a lot of things to get through this morning and it was just a lot of chaos. And I agree. The weekend wasn't super restful. But it wasn't being at my job. So, which is fine, but there was a lot of chaos today, so I'm feeling a little like about everything. Working on the Seven Dials mystery. I'm on chapter 19 and hoping to finish tonight. Very nice. Yeah, what's everybody working on? We heard what Glenda's working on, and Luisina I read 2 Agatha Christie's, The Enchanted April, Princess Floralinda and the 40 Flight Tower, and Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murder. So yeah, all over the place. Wow, that's that is a lot of books. I'm glad because sometimes when I'm sick, I don't want to read. So I'm glad you were able to like rest, relax, but also like do some reading and enjoy yourself that way. So That's a lot of books. Yeah, I don't even. Where do you want to go next? Maybe something short, since I think all of these are like full length novels. Maybe something short in a totally different genre to kind of give you a palate cleanser. Finished Rook and Rose chapters, very nice. The third Blackwater novella, and now I'm working on The Scour. Ooh, very nice, Anne. Very nice. I was gonna start Agnes O'Bear, but I've heard so many mixed things lately that I'm not sure if I want to start it or wait until we read Emily Wilde. That's fair. I I have this on hold at the library, but I actually haven't heard that many people talk about it. So that's interesting that you've heard a lot of mixed things. But I feel like I missed a lot of like I'm not quite caught up on things as far as like wrap ups and stuff like that. So I feel like I probably haven't heard what people thought at the end of the month because I mean, it's still a fairly new release. So I feel like I haven't heard too many. But yeah, maybe wait till we get through Emily Wilde and then try it after that, get away from the mixed opinions, or start it now. I think you could do either one. But my other pick for this month are Sherlock Holmes, and A Drop of Corruption, and those feel overwhelming right now. That's fair. That's fair. Both of those. I mean, depending on the Sherlock Holmes story you pick, they can be short or they can be, quite long. So if you're um, looking to, you could just pick one of the random short stories, and if you don't mind reading it out of order, maybe. For me, the cats in Agnes O'Bear compensated for the rest not being quite to my style. Lots of cat talk. See, yeah, that's fun. That's very fun. But I also read half of my monthly TBR in 4 days, so now I'm kind of lost. Yeah, that's a tough one. Especially now if you have like those two, and those two are kind of similar, right? Because like Sherlock Holmes and A Drop of Corruption is based on some Sherlock Holmes vibes. So that's, yeah. Ooh, The Case of the Murdered Muckraker. Is this the sequel to The Case of the Missing Maid? Is that the follow up? Because that could be fun. That seems like it's similar in style to what you've been reading, but maybe something a little different. But oh, nice, very nice. I usually wait nearer to the live show to read the book club books, or I will not remember anything. Yeah, me too. I usually try. I do my best to read it pretty close, but I'm trying to get out of that habit just a little bit because then I usually end up not finishing it in time. So I think I personally need to get out of the habit of doing it right before the live show, but that's just because I don't read it fast enough, or I'm trying to read too many things, is what I should say. I can already tell I'm not going to remember anything about Seven Dials for next week. Oh no! I have it scheduled for the end of the month. Very nice. Same. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, um, hello, Bree. I am making dinner and almost finished with The Night Country by Melissa Albert. Nice. Very nice. Are you enjoying? But yeah. So, like I said, I'm gonna start on my chapters of this guy, and probably play some Switch and try to unwind from my fairly chaotic day. And then we'll see where we get to. But if you haven't been to Sprints before, we are going to do, and I mean, I think everybody here has been, but just in case there's any lurkers, we do 3 usually hour-long sprints, and chat in between and see how everybody did. You can read, you can do productivity, whatever you're feeling. Just hang out and chill with us. But I am going to put us into our first sprint so that we can get started, and I will see you all in 60 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. How was your sprint? What did you get up to? What did you do? I did a couple of things. I read about a chapter and a half of Labyrinth's Heart, so I decided to stop. You might have seen me stop like a couple minutes ahead of time because I was at a good stopping point because I feel like we're going to get into some reveals. So I'm enjoying this very much. I also have these little picture frames that I've been putting some stickers in because I don't want to stick stickers places, but I've been just like kind of putting them into picture frames to make collages. So that's been fun. It's a different kind of creativity, but not something that's keeping my hands busy, but I'm not like crocheting necessarily. And I didn't pick up my Switch this sprint. I decided to just kind of do that and unwind a little bit. So that's what I was getting up to. But what is everybody else doing? Let's get rid of this for now. Let's see. We gained a Ro. Hello, Ro. How are you? The first 2 episodes of Witch Hat Altair dropped. It's so good. Witchy anime. Yes, I have been wanting to read this for a little while. I've gotten it out of my library a couple of times, like the first 2 volumes, but I never make time for it when I have them in my hands. So I'm glad you are enjoying. It sounds like I've heard nothing but good things about it. It seems so fun. So I'm glad you're having a good time. Hello, hello. Good evening. Going to use these to focus on my little free library design. Very nice. Need to get building. Ooh, so you're like making one. That is so fun. I love that. Cool. Anne has been loving that manga. I'll be checking out the anime later tonight. Very nice. Hello, hello. Finished section 3 of 4 of the 7 Dials mystery. It's pretty good. Immersion reading is definitely helping. Good. Very nice. Is this a Christie? I'm not sure, but I'm glad you're enjoying. We're having a good time. I have about 15 minutes left on my boom, hoping to finish it next sprint. Very nice. I couldn't decide what to read, so I took a shower instead. This is so real. Like sometimes if I can't decide what I'm in the mood for, I just go do something else. Yeah. Oh, but then started Agnes Aubert's audiobook and listened to 2 chapters. Very nice. Okay, so you did start it. Good. Good. I'm glad you. Oh, and okay, I see. I wasn't going to question it. I was like, maybe it's some kind of project that I don't know she's working on. Basically my plan for the next sprint. Yeah. Very nice. The writing is nice. Lots of cats so far. I have nothing else so far. That's fair. 2 chapters is so early in. Like even if those chapters would be like long chapters, you're probably not getting like a lot in those first 2 bits. They're just introducing you to everything. So that makes sense. But I'm glad the writing is good. I'm glad the writing is a good time. Like I said, I do want to read this, especially after reading the first Emily Wilde and enjoying it. So, very nice. I need to save up to buy/read volume 14 of Witch Hat, debating whether or not I should reread the others first to refresh my memory. That makes sense. I feel this so much with manga and graphic novels and comic series. Like there's a Batman comic series that I love and I've been following for a number of years now. But every few years I'm like, I feel like I've lost the thread of the story. I fear I have to go back and reread exactly what's happening. And then by the time I get caught up, sometimes I'm out of borrows or I've run out of time or all of those things. So it's always like a debate with me whether I want to take the time to reread or just continue and like maybe be slightly confused or forget what happened or forget how things work. But I mean, I think they do most manga and stuff. They do a pretty good job of like recapping you things that you need to know. Sometimes, though, maybe not. It's a Christie. It's for Leandra's Patreon book club and watch along. Very nice. Very nice. I thought that's what it was for, but I also start to get Patreon books and book club books and stuff a little confused. Sometimes I get a little lost. I loved Emily Wilde and wanted to read the cat one, but I have heard a couple of people not liking it. It's making me nervous. I hope you end up liking it. That's what we were talking about a little bit before, that Louisina was saying that she's heard some mixed things recently. So they're a little nervous to start it. But yeah, I think we'll see if Louisina continues how she feels about it. But yeah. I'm excited to at least try it because it sounds fun and cozy. Didn't reread and did okay, and my memory is like a sieve. I understand. My library doesn't have much in the way of manga, so it's a buy situation most of the time, which is unfortunate because they're expensive. I agree. I feel this way about the Dinosaur Sanctuary series that they had the first 2 volumes at my library, which was very nice actually, because then I could at least try it without any investment and see if I wanted to continue on. But then anything past the 3rd volume, and I think Leandra just said in one of her videos recently that it is up to like volume 8 or 9. So that will be a significant investment if I wanted to continue with that. But I really do enjoy the manga. So I think I might continue to purchase them. My little indies that I like to visit don't usually carry them, so I have to go to like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. And those are Barnes and Noble's actually a little further from me and a little more out of my way than my indies are, which is kind of unusual, or not unusual, but not the case for a lot of people. But I luckily live very close to a couple of indies that I love and adore. So I have to just remember to go to Barnes and Noble and to get that book when I go in there. At some point, because like you said, it is an investment. I was caught up with the previous release and haven't read any since. Very nice. Oh no. Okay. Let's see. Loved Emily Wilde, DNF's August Aubert. Yes, I remember this. It was just not your cup of tea. Like, it was too cozy, I think. YMMV. I'm sorry, Anne, I don't understand the acronym. I'm sorry. I get that people wouldn't like it. I like the cats, and not so much the main plot. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's good to know, though, because like if you can kind of go with, liking the atmosphere and the vibe of the book and everything, but not necessarily the plot, then you might be able to go with it. But maybe not so much the other way around. I need to try the physical book for Agnes Aubert. The audiobook didn't work for me. Also interesting. Okay, so we're getting some insight from people. Because like I said, I've heard relatively good things. Like I knew Anne had DNF'd it, and I knew that Tennille liked it so, but I haven't heard anything like, I don't know, I haven't heard anything recently since more people are reading it, but it doesn't mean anything. I am out of the loop. Yeah, Dinosaur Sanctuary is so fun. It's the only manga I've read. Interesting. Yeah, I do like the occasional manga. I have read manga since I was in like high school, college, but I usually only read one series at a time. Honestly, like I usually only pick up one at a time and just kind of concentrate on that until I finish it. But then, of course, like Dinosaur Sanctuary, I haven't touched it in months. So this is why I try not to start manga until they're finished. Fair enough. I don't want to accidentally start a 50+ volume series. This is true because some of them get quite long, like things like One Piece. Is that the one that's like hundreds of volumes at this point? Honestly, I was thinking we might only do one more sprint tonight because I am very tired, and it's like I said, it's been like a little bit, I don't want to get into too much, but it's been a bit of an emotional weekend. So just there's a lot going on, and I might be too tired tonight. We might only do 2 sprints. I was thinking we'd do the normal 3, but now that I'm like already yawning and everything, so yeah, mileage may vary. That's a great way to put it, Anne. That's a great way to put it. Interesting. Enjoying the audio so far. Yeah. So like, and reading is so subjective. So something that an audiobook might not work for Teague might work for you. It's everything is subjective. Um, I liked the audiobook, but it's a Quebec Cois. I know it like mm, I'll have to look that up to say exactly how to say it. Quebec. I'm sorry, Tennille. French accent and some French words, maybe not comfortable for everyone. That makes sense. That's why I didn't like it. I knew it was appropriate, but I lived too close to Quebec on the Canadian side that it was annoying. Nice. Okay. Interesting. The manga series I'm reading aren't finished and I'm mostly caught up now waiting for new volumes. Yeah, this is even like Heartstopper and volumes like that not necessarily are long, but they take a long time to come out because they're serialized and art takes a long time. So, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Detective Conan are some of the most popular long series, but there are a lot. Yes, you're in Ontario, Nova Scotia, Quebec, Quebecois, 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 Quebecois. I'm so sorry, friends. I will look it up. Sort of. Okay. I know zero French, so I'm like, sure, French words. Okay. It differs in pronunciation if it's masculine or feminine. Oh, I do remember this. I mean, I took 2 years of French in high school, but that is almost 20 years ago at this point, so I can't I'm not but I remember that. I remember that there is masculine and feminine versions of things. In Ontario, just read in French, then listen to a French Canadian accent. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I do think, friends, that we are going to just do one more tonight. And I'll try to hunt down a set of sprints that I can send you to because I usually go a little bit later. Because then, if you want more sprints, you can find more sprints. But I do feel like tonight just might not be the night for me to go that late. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to put up the last sprint banner and then we will head out and do one more 60-minute sprint, and I will see you when we get back. Hello, friends. How was your sprint? How did that last sprint go for you? I'm sorry this is going to be our last sprint. I almost thought about continuing on, but I finished my book. I did not finish my book. I finished my buddy read chapters, and then I yawned right before we came back, and I was like, you know what? It's the night too, and a little early. But I did. Atia is going to go live at 10 o'clock, which is in about an hour. So if you want to head over there, if you need more sprints, you could, set a timer and head over there in an hour, and she will start up, depending on where you are in the world, if you're still going to be looking for sprints in an hour. But that's available to you. I did find that while I was away. I do think Teague also mentioned that, but I think her sprints say she's at 10 from my time zone, or from my from EST, I should say. Let's see. But I did finish up my 3 chapters, and there is so much happening. I have to send updates to Anne. I didn't quite have enough time to talk. I listened to her updates from the chapters today, and then I only had like 2 minutes left, and I was like, I will have more to say than 2 minutes. So I was like, I will do that after sprints. Hello, Jamie. I'm sorry. We are going to be heading out for the rest of the night, or at least I am. Hoping to finish 3 bags full tonight. Very nice. How's your Count of Monte Cristo read going? And yeah, that I really, at the end of chapter 14, I know I was making faces because there was so much happening. And I really thought, I'm not going to say too much, but I really thought I missed something. And I went back and I reread part of it, and I was like, no, I didn't miss anything. It was just a really good, reveal. So yeah, it really shocked me. I think Read Your Library Readathon. I'm not familiar. I'll have to look it up. That sounds good though, because I mean, I need to read my own personal library, but also I'm always at my library. Got to 47% in The Last Boyfriend's Rules for Revenge. I'm enjoying this queer read. Very nice. Very nice. Got through chapter 8. Oh no. Interesting. I'm assuming it took a turn, Lucina, because you stayed with August Aubert, right? I only have 2 chapters left in the Seven Dials mystery. The next chapter is titled Character Name Explained, so it's all going to be revealed. Ooh, okay. So you have to read the last 2 chapters tonight now, right? I mean, I know you're an hour ahead of me, but you got to know what's going to happen if you're that close. I didn't know if maybe you were in the next time zone, maybe you were going by your own time zone, because I'm a little ahead. Could be a little ahead. Yeah, you did. You flew through that one. Finished my novella. It's about a 3-star read, not in the same class as the rest of the Empire of the Wolf. Ooh, okay, good to know. So close to finishing 3 bags pool. Made it to 98%. Oh my gosh, Jamie, you are close. You and Tennille could finish up your books real quick tonight, hopefully. It's fairly short. I think I try to read Christie's over a day or 2 so I don't forget the details. This is smart, honestly, because I feel like I stretch them out too much. I feel like I stretch mysteries out too much, and then I forget all the characters. I forget what's happening. I'm constantly surprised because I'm not keeping track of things. But yeah, I feel like I that would be a better approach for me, because I definitely don't whoa, my comments jumped. I definitely lose track because I tend to read several books at once, and then I'm stretching it out too long. So I admire your approach. Yeah, me too. I tend to do the same. Sleepy as well. It's crazy early here, but I may call it. Yeah, I just, like I said, I just had kind of a emotional weekend with some family stuff, and then today was chaos at work. So I'm just gonna take the night and sometimes you think doing something normal is gonna be good, but now I'm just really tired. So I think I'm just gonna call it an evening, crawl into bed, and kind of relax. I'm in payoff territory now in Count of Monte Cristo. So good. That's awesome. I have always wanted to read this book, but I've never taken it on. So I really love that you are now like in that stretch that like it's all the payoff, you're getting towards the end. That's really good. That's really awesome. I'm gonna have dinner and head to bed after we're done. Very nice. The plot isn't one that's my favorite. Oh, this has actually made me more intrigued um, in what's going on. It took a turn and it was wild. Okay. Gotcha. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I'll probably send you a message and then crawl into bed, like I said, and just kind of chill. Just totally chill out. I'll continue tomorrow, so I guess I'll see how it goes. I can always DNF it. Oh, this is so interesting. I can't wait to get my hands on this book, like this audiobook, and see what's going on because I'm just so curious now with the mixed ratings and what everybody's saying about like the plot now. I'm very, very interested. Loving Three Bags Full. It's so cute. I think this is the one where the shepherd is, I don't think that's a spoiler, that the sheep are telling the story. I won't say it just in case. I lose track of the characters and mysteries all the time. It's always a lot. I'm trying really hard, and I did this for the first two installments in Mask of Mirrors. I took notes actually and tried to keep track that way, and I feel like I have to do that with um, mysteries because I just lose track of the characters so easily, especially if they have similar names. And I mean, I should have done it with this, but now I feel like in a way I'm almost it's a delicate balance between being confused by a few of the characters but also in deep enough that I know who the characters are. But I haven't been taking notes this time. But for the first two I did because I was often confused. So I feel like I have to get in the habit of doing that because it did really help. It did really help. My nephew and my mom, see, this is where the pumpkining's coming in. My nephew and my mother watched the Sheep Detectives movie preview yesterday. It looks cute too. Yes, I have seen that. It does look cute. Yes, thanks everyone for hanging out. And we'll see. We should be back to normal next week. But thank you everyone for hanging out and chatting with me tonight. But I think that's where we're going to wrap things up. And I will say goodbye. And like I said, if you're interested, there are more sprints over on Atia's channel in a little over an hour or a little less than an hour. But all right, I will see you all next time. Bye.